Okay, now we have found most everything that we need to replace or delete from this document. But now we need to look at these words that are underlined with these red squiggly lines. If you have used Microsoft Word very much, you know that these red wavy lines indicate that the word is misspelled. The problem is that Charles Dickens, if you don't know this, Charles Dickens was a 19th century English author writing in and around the area of London. And so the way these words are spelled is exactly correct, but it's exactly correct for the way the United Kingdom spells words. So right now we're using a dictionary, a proofing dictionary, and we're going to come to the Review tab on the ribbon and come down to the language that's on the ribbon. We're going to see Set Proofing Language. Now when we click this, we can see that the dictionary that's being used to check the spelling is the English of the United States. And we need to add a different kind of English, and so we're going to scroll way on down here and find the one for English in the United Kingdom. So English, United Kingdom. We're going to click OK. And before we do that, we're going to look at these two check boxes. One says do not check spelling or grammar, but we're going to leave that unchecked because we want it to check the spelling and grammar. The other is to detect language automatically. And changing this is not going to help us at all because we're going to have to manually change the proofing dictionary every time we want to come in and edit this document. That is, if we have been working with some other English documents or United States English documents in the meantime, because there's not a way that we can tell it to detect just United Kingdom English versus United States English. And really, the detect language automatically would work if I were trying to, say, work with United States English in one document and maybe Spanish in a different document or Hebrew in a different document or something like that, but not the differences, though, between the United States and the United Kingdom. So we're going to add, we've selected here English United Kingdom. Click OK. So when we've selected United Kingdom English, we're going to come back up to Language, Set Proofing Language, make sure it's set on United Kingdom and set that as default. It tells us that we're going to change the default language to United Kingdom. This will affect all new documents based on the normal template. And what that means is that if you create another document and you want to use the English of the United States, that you're going to have problems because we're setting the default language to the United Kingdom version of English. So we select yes, and then OK. And then it goes through and it corrects the spelling of the words that we have found. Now, you can see examples here also of words like December, which are spelled correctly, but these are underlined with double blue lines. And this is telling us, this is Word's way of telling us that there is a grammatical or punctuation problem here. If we right-click, it says just use December, don't use the punctuation mark after it. So I click on this, it gives me OK on that. Down here under Stave 1, Marley's Ghost, I probably just need to put a space back in there to fix that. The word doornail, we just have to accept that that's the way that Charles Dickens wanted to spell that word. And we see lots of other instances, like, of course, as we know in English, at least here in the United States, we're always going to follow the of course with a comma. So if we right-click on this, that's what it's trying to tell us, that we need a comma there. But right now, we're not really interested in changing the punctuation of this document. We would have to go through and select all of the pages that are in this document to get rid of all of these blue lines. But now we want to make sure that we're getting words spelled correctly. And here's a word, Scrooge. This is the name of one of the villains that turns out to be a good guy in the story, but it's telling us that this word is misspelled, and we could go in and add that to the dictionary and get it corrected. But for now, we're just going to go with what we've got and move on to the next editing issue.